Okay, students, today in this class we have to derive the expression for an expression for potential and kinetic energy. Potential energy should be denoted with V dot E and kinetic energy K dot E. Kinetic energy of an electron in any orbit of hydrogen atom according to Bohr's atomic model. So first of all, Bohr's atomic model, it will be valid only for the Z value equal to 1. It not valid Z value greater than 1. That means it explains only about hydrogen atom. Could not explain anything about Z value greater than 1. That means other elements he could not say anything. And he studied only circular orbits, but elliptical orbits also possible. And wave properties of electrons could not explain, and intensities or relative intensities of electrons also will not be explained by Bohr. And today's topic, expression for potential and kinetic energy, and also we have to find the radius of the orbit by using this radius of orbit, or also we can find in this derivation. So first of all, when electron revolve around the nucleus contains whole positive and mass, central part of the atom, so it is in the shape of sphere, so called nucleus. Particles which are present inside the nucleus are called nucleons. So important nucleons are protons and neutrons. When electron revolves in this orbit, okay, the centripetal force of attraction of the revolving electron, and it provides the necessary centripetal force to keep them in their orbits. So that means in equilibrium position, centripetal force is nothing but electrostatic force applied by this nucleus, Fc and Fe. Fc indicates centripetal force of the revolving electron, Fe electrostatic force applied or given by this nucleus or the revolving electron. Generally, centripetal force Fc is equal to, we know the formula, mv square by r. Mass and velocity and radius of the orbit, mv square by r. Similarly, for electrostatic force supplied by this nucleus is nothing but 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by r square. This is for electrostatic force. This is for centripetal force. So that means they both are equal and opposite. That's why this electron revolve around this nucleus. For dynamically state orbit in a hydrogen atom, Fc is equal to Fe. Okay. Therefore, mv square by r is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by r square. So in equilibrium, r, suppose r and r cancel, here we get only r. Therefore, radius of the orbit is equal to E square by 4 pi epsilon naught mv square. This is the formula to find the radius of the orbit. So suppose if the radius of the nth orbit should be written with n, r suffix n. This is for radius of orbit, E square by 4 pi epsilon naught mv square. Okay. This equation, both sides we multiply with half, and this equation becomes half mv square is equal to E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. We know that half mv square is nothing but the kinetic energy of the revolving. So therefore half mv square is nothing but kinetic energy. Then kinetic energy formula is equal to Ke is equal to 8 pi epsilon naught R. See the formula for kinetic energy. So for revolving electron, centripetal force and the electrostatic force applied by the nucleus will be equal and opposite. So at the dynamical state, Fc is equal to Fe. Formula for Fc is mv square by R. Similarly, formula for electrostatic force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught E square by R square. Both sides, if you multiply with half, we get half mv square is equal to E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. We know that half mv square means kinetic energy. Therefore, kinetic energy of the revolving electron is E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. Then, what about the potential energy? Then only we get the total energy. So, first we are calculated kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is nothing but Ke equal to E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. Then potential energy. Potential energy should be denoted with U. Formula they are given minus E square by 4 pi epsilon naught R. This minus sign indicates electron always bonded to the nucleus. We have to take out this electron, apply force opposite to that of nucleus. So that's why we have to indicate the negative sign. Electron will be always bonded to the nucleus. So kinetic energy we are already calculated. That is E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. This is one equation, this is 2. Then total energy will be equal to potential energy plus kinetic energy. So that means from equation 1 and 2, so we get from equations 1 and 2, total energy is equal to E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R minus E square by 4 pi epsilon naught R. This is kinetic energy, this is potential energy. Plus or minus you get minus. Here take out the LCM 8 pi epsilon naught R, then it will be E square minus 2E square. Total energy will be equal to minus E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. Therefore, total energy will be equal to minus E square by 8 pi epsilon naught R. This is the formula to find this total energy. With increase of n, that means if number of orbit increases, potential energy also increases. So this is the expression for potential and kinetic and the total energy of the hydrogen atom we are calculated. See the expression, and also we are calculated the radius of the orbit. So once again, Bohr's atomic model postulates are very important. There are 3 postulates, so at least we have to write on the examination. The first one, all the electrons revolves around the nucleus just like planets revolves around the sun. That means compared with is also solar family, that is the first postulate. When some certain energy is given to an atom, the electrons in the atom gets excited and jumps to the higher energy state. It remains 10 to the power of minus 8 seconds in the excited state and falls to the ground state. The balance of energy emitted in the form of radiation. When an electron jumps from higher energy level to lower energy level, it emits balance energy in the form of radiation. When it rotates in the stationary orbit, it does not exit any radiations. The difference energy should be denoted with E is equal to h mu, that is equal to E2 minus E1. Also, we are studied the limitations of Bohr's atomic model. So once again, we have to remember 4 limitations we have to write for Bohr's atomic model. Limitations. What are the limitations of Bohr's atomic model? The first one, it is valid only for the lighter element. That means Z value equal to 1. That is for hydrogen atom. not valid for z value greater than 1. So that means they explain only about circular orbits, so not about elliptical orbits. So wave properties of electrons will not be studied, and relative intensities of the electrons also will not be studied by the Bohr. These are the limitations of the Bohr's atomic model. So next topic. So we have next topic. Explain distance of closest approach. ABP RYCH and the impact parameter. First of all, closest approach. What is meant by this closest approach? Suppose this is the nucleus of an atom. So whole positive charge will be present in the nucleus. Suppose if you send some alpha particles, what is meant by an alpha particle? Alpha particle is nothing but removal of 2 electrons from the helium atom. The remaining entity is called alpha particle. That means alpha particles have purely positive charge. And also nucleus is also having purely positive charge. So according to this Coulomb's repulsive force between this alpha particle and protons present inside the nucleus, there will be repulsive force because both are positive. So that means the alpha particles gets repelled like this. Suppose one of the alpha particle will go as exactly, that means on 180 degree, exactly with it. Suppose at a particular distance, the kinetic energy of this alpha particle goes on increasing due to the Coulomb's repulsive force between this alpha particle and the nucleus. So both are having positive charge, that means there will be repulsive force. This alpha particle cannot go further, it will be stops at a point D and retraces its path. So that means along 180 degree. So the point D is called the closest approach. That means kinetic energy of the alpha particle increases, but electric potential energy of the alpha particle goes on increasing, but kinetic energy decreases at a point D, and it cannot move further. It retraces its path along with 180 degree. The point D is called now closest approach. Once again, when alpha particles is allowing towards the nucleus, so okay, when it moves towards the nucleus, there will be strong repulsive force between this alpha particle and the nucleus. Due to that repulsive force, at a point, the kinetic energy of the alpha particle becomes 0. The point will be D. It cannot move further and retrace its path. So the point D is called closest approach. That means kinetic energy decreases, the electric potential energy increases. This is called closest approach. Next, what is meant by an impact parameter? Impact parameter. What is meant by impact parameter? Suppose this is again a nucleus of an atom. This is the center line. Suppose, so this is the sum of the alpha particles. So this is the perpendicular distance from the center line of the initial velocity vector. Okay, it is perpendicular distance. So what is the meaning of this impact parameter? Impact parameter is defined as the perpendicular distance of the initial velocity vector of an alpha particle from the center line. So alpha particle, so it will be deviated. So from the point of deviation to center line, the perpendicular distance will be called as impact parameter. How can we define impact parameter? Defined as the perpendicular distance of the initial velocity vector of the alpha particle from the center line of the nucleus. That is called impact parameter. Next, So once again, important points in the Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford atomic model compared with solar family, it's called a planetary atomic model. So sun is at the center of the solar family and it will be stationary. Like that, nucleus will be center at of the atom and also stationary. All the electrons revolve in the circular orbits around this nucleus. Like that, planets revolves around the sun. Okay, by using this alpha ray scattering method, Rutherford estimated the size of the nucleus minus 10 to the power of 10 to the minus 15 and the size of the atom will be 10 to the power of minus 10 meter. The whole negative charge of the revolving electron should be equal to the positive charge of the protons present inside the nucleus. And electrostatic, that means when electrons are revolving around the nucleus, the centripetal force provided by this nucleus, centripetal force of these electrons will be balanced by the electrostatic force applied by the nucleus. So what are the drawbacks of this Rutherford atomic model? The Rutherford atomic model, so the could not explain stability atom. The revolving electron loses its energy and it gets a spiral path and falls into the nucleus, so atom would be collapse. So could not explain about the continuous spectrum. He absorbs only the line spectrum. These are the two drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model. So by using the series of hydrogen, spectral series of hydrogen atom, yesterday we have solved one problem. Note down the one more problem. The problems are given for 4 marks. In the last year public examination also, they are given one 4-mark problem from the atoms. So note down the problem. The second member of Lyman series in hydrogen spectrum nitrogen series. Lyman series in hydrogen spectrum has wavelength 5400 angstroms. Find the wavelength of the first member. First member. Here also we have to use the Rydberg formula. What is the formula? We have to remember once. 1 by lambda is equal to R into 1 by N1 square minus 1 by N2 square. R is the Rydberg constant, lambda is the wavelength. So here they are given Lyman series. So once we have to remember the order of the series: Lyman series, Balmer series, Bastian series, Brackett series and Pfund series. So for Lyman series, N1 is equal to 1, N2 is equal to 2, 3, 4 and so on. So substitute the values 1 by lambda. Lyman series hydrogen spectrum wavelength they are given. Lambda value is 5400 angstroms is equal to R into here second member of the Lyman series. Okay, N1 value will be 1 square. Second member, this is the first member, this is the second member. That means it should have to write 3. So okay, simplify this. We get 1 by 5400 R into 1 by 1 minus 1 by 9. That is equal to R into 9 minus 1, 8 by 9 R. Or 8 R by 9. That means therefore 1 by 5400 is equal to 8 R by 9. Give it as equation number 1. So okay. So our next Take length of the first member. What is the first member of the lemon series? Once again, lambda dash we have to find r into 1 by 1 square minus the first member of, that means it will be only first member, after 1 it will be 2 square. It will becomes 1 by lambda dash is equal to r into 1 by 1 minus 1 by 4. That will be equal to 4 minus 1, 3 r by 4. So it will be 1 by lambda dash. So will be equation number 2. Okay. Divide equation 1 with 2. Divide 1 with 2. Equation 1 with 2. Then we get 1 by 5400 by 1 by lambda dash is equal to 8r by 9 by 3r by 4. R becomes cancelled. Then we get on solving, lambda dash will be equal to 6400 angstroms. That is all.